If we learn nothing else from this year, can we just agree to stop perpetuating a myth that being a businessman or CEO somehow makes you a better leader for the government? Because if this year's proved anything, it's clearly not true. Like, it really never made sense if you thought about it, because the point of a business is to make profit selling a product or service, which is fine in itself. But the point of a government is to maintain order in society and to protect its people against foreign and domestic enemies. And there's a lot of things you need to do to maintain society that don't generate profit. They're not supposed to generate profit, and that's fine. Like, it's not supposed to be profitable to maintain roads. It's not supposed to generate a profit to have a post office or to have a police force or healthcare or firefighters. There's a lot of things that they're supposed to be there because it's beneficial for all of society, including businesses. And the moment you start turning things that shouldn't turn a profit into profitable businesses, we get something like the US healthcare system. Versus like having the US Postal Service, at least there's a public option so the private companies can't have a monopoly and make you pay like $10,000 to send a letter to your family. It's nice to have having this mantra of like free market and this idea that somehow running like a large company, I feel like that's part of what led to where we're at right now. And that's why we're having all these problems of all the funding being cut. And I feel like in the US, we've been a developed country, for lack of a better word, for such a long time with all these processes and systems that people take for granted because they've just always been there, that we don't realize how much we depend on them until suddenly they're going to be gone. And nobody wants to be paying like a private company to protect your house from catching on fire. That's not going to go well. I mean, putting business people in charge of the government seems to have only like perpetuated the myth of it's not business, it's just personal. No, it's never been just business. It's always personal. It's always people's lives you're messing with. And now that they're in charge, it's just going to amplify that way more. I guess my point is, just because you got the government telling they're saving you millions of dollars, don't think that's going to be a good thing. There's some things that it's better to have in place because it's better to have a system to protect you from things or to have just in case of certain things than it is to have just a random payment of $6,000. No. We just got to get it together and stop letting ourselves get gaslit by businesses and our nation's leaders, because politics and running a society is not a team sport, guys. We can do better than this.